we'll just show these three first. So first is these two are experimental. This one is one part of a two-part mold, so anybody who wants a low depth of scrotum, um, let's measure the depth of, not depth of scrotum, depth of, it's like, it's a little less than 5 centimeters. Here's, if I could hold it so you can see it. There's where 5 centimeters is, and 5 centimeters would be a little bit above it. So we'll say like 4.5 centimeters. If you want to know what the conversion to inches is, divide 4.5 over 2.54 or 2.5, either way. Glossy finish, basic paint job, light roast, F3 plus, no testes. Second, my computer's dying. It's okay. Second, we've got a mid-roast cockwurst of regular variety. I guess right here there's a like redundant layer of silicone. It's F3 plus, no testes again. But check out the depth of bulge in comparison to the experimental one. This depth of bulge would be around like 5.5 to 6 centimeters. So hopefully that helps. Soften back, F3 plus, no testes, mid roast. Next up, I've got a fucking box of these. All right, next up, 3D cockwurst. It was an experimental model, and Granny didn't like the experiment. Granny didn't like the results of the experiment. I love experiments. Yeah, he's got a realism paint job, but a little too much blue, so I'm not gonna charge for that paint job. Yeah, here's the back. It's got a couple of seams, which is normal in any two-part mold. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out where to make the seams, where they look best, all that stuff. Where they're the most... These seams, they're more cosmetic than anything. They actually are thicker at the seams, but they look like they would be prone to tearing there. But as far, like, theoretically, they're no more prone to tearing there than anywhere else. The con to this is he's not the best looking, in my opinion. I don't know, I look at Wiener so much that I don't know what looks good anymore. So you tell me. I'm discounting him either way. Nope. I'm looking for... Alright, there's another cockwurst, but we'll just go for Big Sal. Alright, this large scrotumed individual, she started out with a base of light roast, and I fully painted her, and then I decided to go to mid, so it's kind of an experiment, and I don't like how she turned out. I don't like the paint job. I think she looks overly saturated with paint, but you tell me what you think. Yeah, she's not actually been not de-shined, softened back there, but I can, well, she might have met her window. So non-softened, basic back, like light tab, mid, F3 plus, no testes, Sal, with some discount areas. You can see that spot right there. Kind of an air bubble. We'll just call it an air bubble. Looks like a little patched spot right here. I don't know what I was doing because there doesn't look like there's anything to patch. That might have been a de-shine thing. Yeah, not the most even paint job, so But here's what she looks like, and here's how she squishes. All right. Then we've got our well done and wallette F3 plus testes. This guy's been on the market a minute. The well dones don't seem to sell quite as well as the other roasts. So this guy, I've decreased him in price again. He's basically clearance at this point. What's wrong with him? He isn't the best looking. I don't like the head as much. I think maybe. What's wrong with him? We'll just squish him and say what's wrong with him. He's on clearance. Nothing overtly wrong with him. Granny's trying not to cry. Okay. Meta Worst F3OG mid roast. Made with the original mold from the original sculpt of the Meta Worst. So Grandma doesn't usually manufacture these, so this is a rare guy. He's super squish. And then there is the shaft's obviously less squishy than the scrotum. There's nothing wrong with him except he's from the original mold, so he doesn't have that line there that he does on the other side. Oh, the beanie weenies. This guy, imperfection right there. Can't see it that well on camera, but I swear it's there. I swear it's imperfect. Basic softened, mid, basic light. But the light one has a fully good, came out of the mold just fine. So basic, unpainted. We've got us a Bratwurst uncut with testes STP. Yeah, here's the testes. He's softened on the back for that velvety feel is all I can describe it as. Yeah. Oh, he's fine. The urethra I'm not the biggest fan of, just like the look. But I think that's it. All right, Liverwurst uncut F3 plus testes plus realism mid matte. So he's de-shined, and then he's also softened on the back, so he's got that real velvety nice feel on the back. I don't know, he's good. The only thing wrong is how he looks on the back, but he feels great. And he'll look great in your pants, honestly. Like, okay, Liverwurst Uncut's one of my favorite models because of how he waggles. I don't know why my voice is dying, but he's very, very waggly, we'll say. I like to put these in a jock strap with a hole in it and just run, and it bounces pretty well. Gosh, before my voice dies, I've got to. All right, then I've got. I keep getting so many texts; it's really distracting. I got 2 chorizos. I've got a more durable one that's like more standard, but oh, and I've got a less durable but insanely squishy F3 plus testes chorizo, pre-patched, de softened on the back. Very thin layer here, which I used to do that in the OG grandma days. A thinner layer means hella more squish, but it also does decrease durability. And then this guy, he's got a thicker inner thing, core. Gosh, I can't think. He's also F3 plus testes, by the way. But he's more durable than the other guy. I'd say he's like average durability. And he's pretty much perfect, except the core I used for this was a couple more millimeters in diameter than I used for a standard chorizo. Oh, both of these are mid-worst. This guy has a normal core. Fully recommended. I mean both, but I'm partial to the more floppy ones. Is that all of our packers? No. We've got a Nobble worst, F3OG, no testes, light, plus realism, deshined, softened on the back, pre-patch too. Pre-patched, and the pre-patch was deshined. Here's the squish. Yeah, nothing's wrong with him. I just was supposed to make a custom without a tab, and I made him with one. Why don't I cut it off? Because it doesn't look as good. Yep. So, Oscar Minor. This has the same problem as a few that I've shown. The liverwurst, something else. Sorry, I thought. The back is not pretty. I don't know if I got impatient and was like, is it done? Like maybe I thought it was done and I poked a few. I don't know what's up with it. Or it could have started curing before I poured it in, but that wouldn't make any sense. I probably got impatient. F3 plus testes. Here's the testy right here. Here's another testy in here. Here's how it squishes in between the testes. Yeah, if you want more squish, I definitely go for no testes. And I always go for the F3 plus. Usually, we'll say usually. Light, add realism, no circumcision scar. Deshined, so it's got a matte finish. All right, next up. Oh, and then we have this one guy I don't want to take out of the package. Oh, we've got 2. This is a perfectly fine add realism cockwurst. I just made a couple extra. No, this is not the perfectly fine one. It's got a small little spot there that I have patched. Yeah, this is letter A, I think. On the website, you can choose. This is the darker one between the two. He's been softened. He's F3 plus no testes. He's pretty. This guy, I had a bunch of metaverse for sale at one point, and I forgot to add this guy to the site. He's just a meta F3 plus testes without a tab. He's also been pre-patched, which I think there's a picture of that on there. But he's already sterilized and packaged, ready to go. All right, for the best part. Laow. Actually, both of these guys have, I made them at the same time. They have harder than average, not testes, they have a harder than average scrotum. So I'm not selling them at full price. This guy is a Laow at Realism. He's harder in softness. Works great for, I'd wear him to play, just because the softness of the testes, or I guess testes can always be cut off, but I think they go great in a harness, you know? Like, you need a base for sure. Here's some of that Realism. Circumcision scar, he's been deshined. Oh, the back is imperfect. So he was poured in two separate things, but not like a top layer on there. So that's why it looks like that. But he's been softened on the back. Okay, if Grandma can finally get her voice working. Final one. We've got a semi-hard Surveillot. This is probably my favorite. I like the, okay, I got the multi-density in the Surveillot just like perfected. For a while, it was hard to feel the difference between the inner and the outer layer, but the formula is perfect in my opinion now. So he bends down really easy, but he's also hard enough to, if somebody is really wet, let's be real, if somebody's really wet, I think he's hard enough for penetration. The only con to buying him is these balls. They're made of the same hardness. Are they made as the same hardness of the tab? I can't tell because the tab's thinner. Because the tab feels, it's hard. I don't know. But yeah, they're not the soft balls that I usually use. And this is a basic paint job. As you can see, the veins are not painted. Though I could paint the veins if we're real. Since I just made this guy yesterday. Yeah, so that's all that's wrong with him. He's pretty. He's packable to the side. These fucking Surveillot semi-hard. I'm about to make more of these. Because I kind of want one. No, Grandma, sell. You're not in that space financially right now. But I don't know. I really like the semi-hard line. Probably because I don't have sex. But yeah, that's it. I've been talking for 20 minutes. I hope you guys, let's show everything. I hope you guys have a dictastic day and buy something if you want it.